friends, I'm Melanie and you're watching akaMommy, and I wanted to sit down and do a really quick video for you explaining how I do my menu planning and my meal planning and my grocery list every single week. So let me go ahead and first of all say, if you are a brand new person to my channel, thank you so much for taking the time to open this video. It really means a lot to me and I hope that you'll enjoy the content that you find here. And if you are a returning subscriber, then thank you so much for coming back. Okay friends, so let me go ahead and just say right off the bat that the primary tool I have been using in order to do my meal planning for probably the past month is an app that I purchased called Meal Board, and I will leave some information here for you guys. I'm also going to give you, I'm going to walk you through how the app works and what it looks like. So in the next clip you're going to see what that is, but basically this is an app that I purchased from iTunes. It is $3.99, which if you, I mean, I personally don't think that that's a lot of money because I use this app all the time. Now, I purchased this app probably about 5 or 6 years ago, to be honest. And at the time I started using it, but I wasn't very diligent about using it regularly. And so I didn't find that it was really working for me. However, lately I have been using it a lot and it has just become invaluable to me. Now, the one thing that I will say is that this app will be more valuable to you if you can invest a little bit of time in setting it up. What I mean by that is that you can go into this app and you can plug in recipes directly from the internet. So how I do that is I go to Pinterest and I find the recipes that I'm wanting to make for a particular week. If it's a new recipe I've never tried, but I want to add it to my meal board, I can go in and import that recipe directly into the app. When you do that, it's going to import all of the ingredients, the directions, and everything, and that is awesome. But it does take a couple of minutes to do that. Another option is that you can go in and actually put in recipes yourself. So you can type out what the recipe is, what the ingredients are, what the directions are. That takes a little more time, obviously, and so I don't do that as often. That is probably the hardest part about this, is because it does take a little bit of time to sit and import recipes, but what I have been doing is I have been just slowly adding about a week's worth of recipes at a time, and so I'm only doing 7 to 10 recipes at a time. It might take me a total of 10 or 15 minutes to do that. If I sit down and I just focus on what I'm doing, it may actually even take less time than that. But what happens is once you import the recipe, it's just there, and it stays there in your recipe list, and you can pull from it anytime you need to. So not only are you building an arsenal of recipes that you want to try out, you know, and putting them on your meal plan, you're also creating a list of recipes that you've used and your family has either enjoyed or not enjoyed. And it's a way for you to look back through all of your recipes and say, oh, I haven't made, lasagna in a really long time and we loved that recipe, and you can just plug it in. So while there's a little bit more work up front with this app, I really believe that over the span of a couple of months that it will completely be worth it, especially if you're someone who likes to rely on the same recipes week in and week out and just kind of add in some new ones every now and then. That's what I tend to do. We make a lot of the same recipes throughout the month, and I usually only will incorporate maybe 4 or 5 new things on a monthly basis. I don't do it all the time because I know what my family likes. I know what works for us. So what else can I tell you about this particular app? Okay, so after you have imported your recipes, you can then go in and assign recipes for different meals for an entire week, an entire month, or even longer. I am currently only doing meal planning for 1 week at a time because I do my grocery shopping for 1 week at a time. But I will say that going into the month of May, I am going to try to plan out more meals, more than just 1 week at a time, because I really want to see how that works out for me. Obviously, that still needs to be flexible, and if one night I don't feel like making what's on the meal plan, I'm going to do something different. But at least if I have a plan, I'm a lot more likely to make dinner for my family and not, you know, call and order pizza. Okay, so once you have your recipes listed into your app, what you can then do, like I said, is assign meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner on every single day. Right now, I'm currently only planning dinners for my family because we eat pretty much the same things all the time for breakfast, and for lunch, it's almost always either a sandwich or leftovers from the night before. I don't have to really plan a whole lot for breakfast or lunch, and so I'm really primarily focusing on dinner. Once you have your meals planned out for the week, you can automatically sync all of the ingredients that you will need for those meals onto your shopping list. And then it gets even cooler. Because what you can do is you can take your phone or your iPad, whatever you happen to be using, to the grocery store. You can use it while you're in the grocery store. It breaks everything up into the different aisles of the store. It's a really, really neat way to go grocery shopping. And you can also go in and put the prices for things at your favorite stores. You have the option to put in multiple different stores. So I believe on mine I have Costco, Aldi, Target, and Walmart. Those are really the only stores that I grocery shop at on a regular basis. And then as you're going through the store, or even when you get home, you can take a couple of minutes to scan through your receipt and plug in any prices that you didn't already have saved. It's going to save all of your prices for you so that you kind of already know. Where I buy groceries, a loaf of bread, just plain white bread, is 85 cents. So when I go in and I update my grocery list and I know I need 3 loaves of bread, I just tell it I need 3 loaves of bread, and it tells me this is what you're going to spend on bread. It automatically pulls in all the prices, and if you tell it your quantities, it tells you what you're going to spend at the grocery store. So as you can imagine, this has been an invaluable tool for me when I go to Aldi and I know I have $100 in my wallet. I cannot go over $100 for the week. So I can literally, as I'm going through the store, I can keep a running total of everything that I'm purchasing, and so when you get to the checkout, there aren't any surprises. It keeps you on your list, which we all know is the best way to go grocery shopping if you're trying to save money. And when you get to the front, you know exactly, almost to the penny most of the time, how much it's going to come up to. So that's another good thing, because if you go to the checkout and you know your price is $10 more than you expected it to be, then you might want to look at your receipt and say, okay, what did I miss or what did not ring up properly? So that is the price, the ability to put in the prices of the items on the grocery list and whatnot is one of the primary reasons that I started using this again, because I really wanted to stick to my budget. That was going to be a really, really big deal for me. So like I said, that's kind of how you walk through. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the app actually looks like and walk you through each of the screens and show you what you can do. And in the process, I'm going to show you my meal plan for the coming week. So hold on just one second and I'm going to show you that. Okay guys, so I wanted to do a voiceover and just show you really quickly what this app looks like. As you can see, you can choose the start date that you would like to start your meal planning. You can meal plan for multiple weeks at a time. For now, we're just going to keep this on April 17th, and this is basically a look at what my meal plan was for that particular week. Here is where you can import new recipes as well as store all of your recipes that you have, and this makes it really easy to go in and just populate these into your meal plan. It's extremely easy to do, and I really love this feature, you guys. You can just hit import recipes from the web and go in and type in a web address. For the purposes of this video, we're going to use food.com. But you can also import recipes from Pinterest and all other different areas. I did choose the option slow cooker recipes, and so we are going to look at this To Die For crock pot roast. Now this is a recipe that I actually already have saved, and I hit the wrong button there. As you can see on the bottom right hand of the screen, there's an option called import recipe. I clicked on that, and what it's going to do is it is going to take you back to your meal board app so that you can actually import the recipes. And since this is one I didn't already have, we're going to do crock-pot cream cheese chicken, which just sounds like something my family would love. So I did choose to import this recipe, and I'm going to put it under a specific category. We're just going to put it under poultry because it is chicken, and then I'm going to hit save. And now that recipe is loaded directly into my meal board app, and I can put it into my meal plan. So I'm going to scroll down here, you guys, and show you where this recipe is. Actually, I closed out of there and now we're going back in. It had to load. But if you'll look right here, crock-pot cream cheese chicken. You can click on it and see that the recipe shows up really nicely. So now we're going to close out of there, and we are going to go over to the pantry. Now this is an item I didn't tell you guys about in the original video, but you have the ability to actually go into the app and record everything that you have in your kitchen inventory. I don't use that function very often, but it is nice to have. So the shopping list is probably one of my favorite functions of this app. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you my Costco shopping list, but you can see that I have multiple different stores loaded in here. Now, based on the meals that I have on my meal plan, the shopping list is populated for me with all of the items that I'm going to need, and it even shows me the quantities that I'm going to need it. Now I'm going to sync this directly to the cloud so that I can see this not only on my phone, but on my iPad as well as my desktop computer. This is where you can tell it to show the shopping prices. And now if I go back over to my grocery shopping list, you will be able to see the prices have populated in as well. This is a function where you can go in and add just an easy thing that you don't necessarily need to have a recipe for, like pizza night. And then this little, you toggle between these little buttons and it allows you to change the meal to either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'm going to go ahead and delete pizza night since that's not what we're actually having. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is the entire app. I hope that you have enjoyed seeing kind of an inside look at how this works. Okay guys, so that's it. That is how I do my meal planning. Now, the only thing that I didn't mention previously in this video is that before I sit down and write out my grocery list, I go through, just like pretty much anyone who is really trying to be diligent about saving money, I go through my freezer, my refrigerator, and my pantry, and I see, okay, what do I have? What did I not use up last week? And I always make sure that I try to incorporate meals that use up those items so that I'm really being a good steward of what we have and not wasting money buying food when we already have food. So that is the one thing that I forgot to mention that I always do. I always start in my fridge, my freezer, and my pantry, just checking and seeing what we have, because that just makes sense when you're trying not to waste money. So that is going to be it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below this video. I try to answer as many questions as I can. And if there's anything that I did not cover in this video, let me know and I will be happy to do a follow-up video for you guys. And until then, I hope that you are all doing very, very well and that you're very blessed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye now.